Catchy Connie and loudmouth Linda, keeping it real, no agenda. Satire, truth, and a whole lot of fun. Politics, crime, we get it all done. From breaking news to a joke or two, we do it our way just for you. We just can't make this stuff up. 1 year strong and we ain't gonna stop. Mic in hand, voices loud, shouting truth, making you proud.
All right, is that better? Now maybe everybody can hear me. How's everybody doing out there? Hello, KMM. It's been a little while. Sorry. I have been bad at it and I haven't been on lately. So many things are in the pot right now. Can't talk about some of them, but let's talk about what's happening in Montana. Huh? Oh, hi Norm. I'm so glad you're doing better. Thank you, God. Thank you for my prayers being answered. I'm so happy. Wow. COVID at our age is not good, I'm telling you. All right, guys. Let's talk about what's going on in Montana. So around 10:30 this morning on Friday, August 1st at the Owl Bar in Anaconda, right? That's where it took place. Casualties. 4 people were confirmed dead. Multiple others were injured. However, exact injury count or identities have not been released. Identified suspect is Michael Paul Brown, age 45, was identified via public records as longtime local resident who lived next door to the bar. Physical description, approximately 5'10", 170 pounds with blue eyes and brown hair. Last seen wearing a tie-dyed shirt, blue jeans, and an orange bandana. Vehicle, suspect fled in a 2007 white Ford F-150. Mineral reports indicate the vehicle was last seen traveling west from Anaconda along Stumptown Road. There's a manhunt and he's at large, and they have not caught him yet. Is this... Hey, Nana Tavor, how are you doing this evening? So, guys... Yesterday, 2 days ago, we had Andrew James McGann, or whatever, and he had moved from Oklahoma. He was a teacher, and he moved from Oklahoma, and he moved to Arkansas, Springdale, Arkansas. And this other family moved from South Dakota to Arkansas, and they were all doing this hiking in Arkansas, this Federal Reserve hiking place. And the wife was a nurse, and the guy was getting ready to go work for a dairy farm, and they had 2 of their daughters with them. One of the daughters didn't go, and this guy just popped out of nowhere with a blade and proceeded to poke the husband. And the wife took off with the little girls and ran to the visitor's place, left them there, and then she went back. And then he got her when she went back. Hey, ma'am, did I not tell you it's getting to the point? It's every single day. every day. Now, what I want to talk about is we can say let's ban guns. You know, you got the guy in Las Vegas. It's just he got a license out of nowhere, whatever, and he's got medical problems, mental problems, and he was targeting the NFL. And this man never even played college ball, but he was going to target the NFL because you know what? He thought he should be able to play football for the NFL when he never even played for college. He only played high school ball. But he had mental problems, and so he went and applied. Okay, here's the thing, mental problems. And he applied for a license and got a concealed carry license. Hey, Teddy! Are they not doing their job here? Are they not really looking deep into who gets a license and who can carry and who can't carry? They can ban every gun on the streets, and the only people to have guns will be, I'm telling you right now, outlaw guns, and only the outlaws will carry guns. Just saying. You can get them. You can get them in the black market. See, he got hurt. He got an injury in high school ball. All right. All right. So this gives him the right to go after the NFL. Guys, like I said, what I want you guys to pay attention to is not so much, I want you to pay attention to the eyes on these people. Did you realize that, hang on just a second because I can't think and type at the same time. Okay, so did you guys realize that Brian Kohlberger, I can never want to say the erger on the end of that for whatever reason. Did you guys not realize that he was 28 years old when they got him? Okay. Andrew James is 28 years old. Now I want you to pay attention to something right here. I want you to see something. I want you to look at this person's face. Look at these eyes. Okay, I want you to look at these eyes. Look at this man's eyes right here. Is that not the deer in the headlight look? Just saying. Is that not the deer in the headlight look? The lights are on, but nobody's home. You know? They all are having the same look about them. And you know, there used to be a thing that was called the stupidest dumb criminals, where the guy goes to rob the bank and drops his driver's license in the bank and they go and pick him up. This guy was getting a haircut. He drives his car. You know, I mean, I can't make this stuff up. You know what, Norm? It's got to be. It has got to be. It has got to be. Because look, they got tape. He had his license plate all taped up where nobody could see it, right? Well, after he did what he did, wouldn't you think he'd take the tape off? No, he didn't. He's still driving around town in the same car with the license plate taped up. And then he drives over, and I guess he decided he needed to look much better, so he went and got a haircut. Hey, Woofy! He went and got a haircut. And this is where they nabbed him. Was there getting a haircut. All of the lady had just started, and they picked up the hair. They got evidence right there. There's his DNA. Um, Kohlberger, they got his DNA off of a Q-tip that was in the garbage. Other than his DNA was all over there because his hands were cut. Okay, so his DNA was all over the place. These people aren't even thinking. They're just doing. So here's Cincinnati. They just go in there and they just start wailing. You want to ban guns? Okay, so you're going to ban guns. You're going to ban blades. You're going to... Oh, and in Cincinnati, they didn't use any of that, right? They just started using their fist and beating the tar out of everybody. So I guess you could ban hands too. If somebody wants to do damage, they can do it. They'll figure it out. They do it in prison all the time. They're not even supposed to have anything like that, and they do it in there. So don't think that here in the free world that if somebody wanted to get a job done, they couldn't figure out on how to get it done. Are you with me here? I would say something totally needs to be done. Now, I heard through the grapevine that Trump is getting ready. I didn't even know, and I don't know if you guys were aware, but they shut down a lot of institutions, mental institutions, and let the people run free. Because why? Because why are they doing any of the things they're doing, right? Hey, Sputsy! So he's getting ready to open them back up so we can put them back in the institution, right? I don't know. I'm not sure if that's really totally the answer for what we need to do. But I know that a lot of people are having mental problems right now. And I'm with Norm all the way on this. This MK Ultra stuff is wicked. It's totally wicked. So Andrew McCabe faces 2 counts of capital murder in connection with the deaths of Clinton David Brink, 43, and Kristen Amanda Brink, 41, who was found stabbed on a hiking trail at Devil's Den State Park on July 26th. Children, the Brink's 2 daughters, ages 7 and 9, were physically unharmed. Kristen's guided them to safety before returning to assist her husband. McGann was arrested on July 30th at a barber shop in Springdale. While mid-haircut, surveillance showed him as a suspect through matching black Kia Stinger and DNA evidence detected in his vehicle at the crime scene. He admitted to the killing during a police interview. Witnesses saw a person with a bloodied face getting into a black sedan after the attack. McGann previously taught in Flower Mount, Texas. And you guys, I have no idea where that's at. I had never even heard of it. At Donald Elementary School in spring 2023. He was placed on administrative leave due to concerns over classroom management, favoritism, and poor professional judgment. And I heard that he said lewd and crude things to some of the little girls. Anyway, investigators found no inappropriate contact with students. He resigned afterward. He also taught in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma during the 2023 to 2024 year and had passed all required background checks. See, here we go back to this. Who's doing the backroom checks? He was a teacher. Yes, Whoopi, he was a teacher. And who's doing the background checks? They can sure check and see if you messed up on your IRS form or whatever, or if you stole a piece of candy in the local grocery store, but they can't do background checks better than this. All right. Anyway, here, let's go back. So he passed all the required background checks in multiple districts. He recently moved to Arkansas and had secured and positioned with the Springdale School District, but had not yet met students and started teaching when the murders occurred. McGann made his first court appearance on August 1st, which was today, was assigned a public defender, and no plea has yet been entered. He's being held without bond, and prosecutors have said that they will pursue the death penalty. Now, anybody want to bet me a nickel that he's not gonna go to court and he's gonna plead guilty so he can get off of the death penalty? I'll take any takers, because you know he's gonna do it. He's going to plead guilty so the death penalty is taken off the table. His next court date is tentatively scheduled for August 25th, though prosecutors indicated it may be moved sooner depending on court assignments. A hairdresser who cut his hair just before his arrest described McGann as looking soulless, with sunken eyes and disheveled appearance. She felt an immediate sense of unease. Former parents of his students described him as cold, disinterested, and standoffish in the classroom. Reports of favoritism towards some female students contributed to concerns, although no misconduct was confirmed. So, no, they don't get that chance. You're right, Wolf. They don't get that chance. And I don't think he should have that chance. Yeah, we do need Judge Roy Bean. He would put them down, and that would be the end to everything, right? Just the end. Or as my nephew used to say, T-end. Hello, Royal Apple. So, where are we evolving here? Or are we evolving? I don't think we're evolving. I think we're digressing here. I mean, every day looks like the OK Corral. It looks like the Wild Wild West. I don't think we're progressing here. At one time, I thought maybe, but not right now. Don't you kind of feel like you need to start carrying your gun on your hip and pull your horse through the street and let the tumbleweeds fall where they may? I mean, really, honestly. It's insane. People are insane. They're crazy. And my first question when I see stuff like this is, who gave him the right to take those 2 lives? Now, what they're saying is that he was fixated on the 7 and 9-year-old daughters. That's why he took the parents' life. Now that's scary. Was he going to take them to sell them? Or was he going to take them for his own pleasure? There's your question. But I'm telling you right now, the guy looks like the lights are on and nobody's home. And if you remember correctly, I asked you, look in the eyes of Brian Kohlberger. The lights are on and nobody's home. This is that, it's like a trance look. They're just like, it's really creepy. It's very creepy. And now we have an active shooter in Montana as of today. What will we have tomorrow? I know. I know, Donna, it's not right. We spend $30,000 a year to keep them alive when we have homeless vets living on the sidewalks. That's right. That's right. Um, and how much does it cost to do lethal injection? Here's the problem when they go to death row and they go up, if they have the death penalty, you know how many appeals? Do you know how much it costs to even put somebody to death? A lot. A lot. Because they get all of these appeals. I think that if you have one appeal and you lose it, that's it. It's over. Game over. You're out. But these guys now, Kohlberger is in doing 4 life terms, like he can do 4 life terms, right? But he's doing 4 life terms without the possibility of parole. A regular life sentence, when they say a regular life sentence with the possibility of parole, is 30 years. But when they say a life sentence without the possibility of parole, that's it. I mean, it's their natural life. Well, and I was listening. So the guy, Kohlberger's prison, you know what they call it? Guys, ready for this? Do you know what they call the prison that Kohlberger's in right now? Disneyland. Because it's so easy. Is that right? Should he be able to go to a place that it's that easy? I don't think so. They have carpet. They have carpet in their jail cells, floors in Ohio, or in Idaho. Sorry. What? Oh, I didn't see what your first one was, Wolfie, so I didn't even pay any attention. So sorry, so sorry, so sorry. I know, I hate autocorrect. Yeah, they call it Disneyland because in the jail cell floors, they have carpet. They have TVs. They have iPads so that they can call their loved ones and do FaceTime. And one of the inmates said, and the food's really not that bad. Really? I thought they were going away. I thought they were going away to be punished. Now I'm going to tell you something. The Wyoming State Penitentiary is in Rawlins, Wyoming. And the old prison, they've built another one that's like the Holiday Inn now. But the old prison, nobody wanted to go to the old prison. Nobody wanted, it scared you straight. You didn't want to go there because they didn't have any heating system. The only way they heated it was these little gutters that were running along the walls, and hot water ran through there to keep them warm. It was horrible. So they didn't want to go back to prison. Once they did their time, they wanted to get the heck out of there and never go back. But now some of these are so fancy, and they have carpet on the floor and TVs, and they have, somebody said they had not Game Boys, but Nintendos in there. Well, they have to purchase it, but at least they're allowed it. They can get it. I'm just saying, you're going to go in and for punishment, and here you have the opportunity to buy a TV. I don't think they should. I think when you get punished, you're there for a punishment. You're not there so that you could have carpet on your floor and TVs and all this stuff. See, this is what I'm saying. I think that I'm going to tell you this, and this is going to probably not sound very nice, but I'm going to pull it out of my mouth anyway. We are treating prisoners better than we treat our pets. And that's not right. Just saying. I said it. You know, you take a dog gets caught in the middle of the street and didn't do anything, but just happened to be got away or is running the streets or whatever. They go to a kennel, and if nobody adopts them, they euthanize them immediately. Okay, fine. Now, can we compare a human with an animal? I tell you what, I'll be honest with you there too. I like my dogs better than I do most humans, because you know what? At least I know where I stand. Those are privileges they shouldn't be allowed to have any at that, right? Right? On the taxpayer dime. No, they have to pay for their own woofie. And let me tell you, I don't know. They get to keep some the money. Actually, the money's supposed to go to the victims fund. How about that? Or it's supposed to go to the survivor fund, and whatever they make in there, they get to keep the cash or whatever. And they believe me, they don't make much money. But the executing part isn't that expensive. What's expensive is all the appeals that they get to do. I think they get like 4 or 5 appeals before they finally say, okay, well, you know what? You've gone through 5 times, and you've been found guilty 5 times. So now we know beyond a shadow of a doubt you're guilty. These guys are telling them that they are. They're getting up just as proud as a peacock and saying, guess what? Look at me. I did it. Do you have any remorse? No, I don't. I didn't see any remorse in the eyes of Kohlberger at all. Right. See, you know what? A dog goes into a kennel. He's there. He gets a time. He gets his day sentence. It's like, you know what? This is how long we're going to keep him. If nobody comes and adopts him, or nobody comes and claims him, we're putting him down. Yeah. And I'm going to tell you what, a dog loves by far more than a human does. I'm just saying, can we put them on the same level? No, but I tell you, I love my dogs better than I do some people. No matter what you do, a dog will come running to you when you come home from work, and he's so happy to see you, or she's so happy to see you, that, you know what, they don't even pay any attention to how long you've been gone. They're just so happy to see you. Again, this is all my opinion. I'm just spewing out because I'm like, are you kidding me? Now we got one at large in Montana. It's been every day. Every single day. There's been a shooter of some kind. Somewhere. I don't know if there's an answer to how to take care of it. But I tell you, some people just aren't afraid to go to prison. Jail doesn't scare them. I think that if they had to be on the chain gang for a while and had to really work hard and stuff, maybe they wouldn't want to go back to prison. I know people that don't ever want to go back. I think it would be a very lonely life in there. But shoot, if you got a TV and these notorious ones like Kohlberger, right? Kohlberger, and now probably this guy, they get a fan club. And all of these women write them letters and tell them how much they love them and they want to marry them and they want to bear their children. Come on, give me a break. And they send them money all the time and they never even seen them before in their life. What? Is this progress or is this regress? Are we going backwards? I guess The only difference, if you want to call it progress, is back in the old times, they just took a rope. Where's the rope? There was no questioning. Get the rope. And then they said they found that many people were put to death that were innocent. Okay, well, like I said, it takes 5 appeals to be able to put somebody down. If you go through 5 cases and you're found guilty 5 times, and that's cost the government oodles and boodles of money, I think the $10 serum works at that point. Although the in the state of Wyoming, it is lethal injection now, but it used to be by hanging. That was their death penalty. It was by hanging. And I got to tour the old prison. And the way they did it was really, really interesting. It wasn't like you just took a rope and threw it over a tree or threw it over a long pole and just, it wasn't like that. It was really kind of ingenious the way they did this. What they did is they had this like trough coming down. It was a little thin, about yay big, and they would turn the water on, and the water would come down and fill up this bucket. And while the bucket filled, that's how the rope snapped. Because nobody wanted the blame. Nobody wanted to take the blame for doing it. So all they could go walk away with a clear conscience and say, well, the water really did it because that's how that happened. Or, when they're doing firing squad, there's only one real bullet. Nobody knows who did it, but they know one really hit. To save somebody from feeling guilty, I guess. But then they look into the eyes of these people and they're soulless. I mean, I can't get over when you look at their faces, they're just so empty. And like Norm said, it's got to be MK Ultra. Something's going on somewhere. Something triggered something. A switch went off somewhere for all of this to be going on. We're getting it every single day. Now, is it every day because the news is reporting it every day and we never knew about it? Or do you believe it's really starting to happen every day and we didn't know? I'm going with the latter. I think people have lost their cotton picking minds is what I think. That's what I believe. It's insanity at its best. It's almost Animal Farm. I don't know. So I'm hoping everybody has had a good Friday. I like the way that sounds, Good Friday. I hope everybody had a good Friday, and I got to spend my Friday with Miss Daisy, and we went to lunch, and that was fun. But I wanted to get back on here with you guys because yesterday I was like, I'm going to get on, we're going to do a show. And the night before, I slept 1 hour sitting there staring at the ceiling thinking, what is wrong with people? One right after another. It's just every single day. And I thought, okay. So I didn't have the news going. I've been watching Little House on the Prairie thinking I sure wish I lived during those times. And I caught on YouTube real quick before I got on here and I saw active shooter still at large. And I thought, today again? Sorry, guys. I told you. And it's going to get worse. And it's just going to get worse. And I get so tired of coming on here and having nothing but bad news. I listened and someone said that um, the guy running the White House, because you don't want to say his name because it makes the algorithm go down, but the guy running the White House is going to give Diddy a pardon. He said he'd think about it. Well, he said that a long time ago. I don't think so. I don't think so. And I would lose all respect if he did. And oh, and by the way, just so you guys know, they moved Maxwell to Texas. So she's like a big whopping 3.5 hours away from me right now. Should I go visit? I think it's in Smithville, Texas, or something is where the women's pen is. But and it's not a high maximum security. Yeah, where is the good news? Yeah, Maxwell is up the road a piece from me. And the city council member in VA that was set on fire. See, well, they're going to protect her, all right. They're going. She's not going anywhere. She's, you know what? She's in a minimal type secure. Smithville is not. She's over there with Yolanda, that unalive Selena. Yes, it is the weekend. We have the weekend to look forward to. I got some stuff that I'm going to get done. I got a lot of things to get done. A lot of things. You guys have no idea. I've got a list this long and I got to get them done. But yeah, they're going to protect her, all right. They're going to watch her. They're going to make sure that she's taken care of because they're going to pardon her, Woofy. You mark my words. They're going to pardon her. And then they'll send her back to Switzerland or wherever the heck she's from. I thought she was from England, but I don't think so. Someone said she was from Switzerland or Sweden or somewhere. I don't know. I guess they'll send her back to her family wherever she's from. You know, because when her father passed away, she inherited a boatload of money. So now she'll be taken care of for the rest of her life and she'll live better than most. And yeah, and she'll release the list. But from what I understand, and I got to find it, if Donna can tell, I think she told me it was from, okay, Donna, you got to help me out here, that Matt Gaetz was being interviewed on, what is that guy's name? Anyway, and he said he knows everybody in Washington that did bad, and he'll be more than happy to give out the list. Well, I'm sure he would, because they said he was doing things to minors and it made him mad. So I'm sure Matt Gaetz would be more than happy to wag his tongue. I think it was, I can't remember who she told me who showed, but I'm going to look it up. Someone in Cincy tried to lie on Holly, said she was Russian national. She was born in Southwest Ohio. Terrible beating to her head. Special needs. You know what? See, look, it just... Benny Johnson, thank you, Donna. Benny Johnson, look for that interview with Matt Gaetz. He said he knows everybody in Hollywood, and he said it's all dark there, and it's not just one side of the aisle, it's both. And that's what I've said over and over and over. We've got some good people up there, but we have some atrocious people up there on both sides of the aisle. And this is like mold. If we don't get them out of there, it'll just continue to grow. Explain to me why Nancy Pelosi is worth $476 million is her latest $476 million. Nancy Pelosi on a $200,000 or $100,000 salary or whatever she's making, 150,000 or whatever it is. Tell me, how does she get 400? And don't tell me it's her husband, because that's a lot of money. And AOC, she's not even married yet, and she's probably worth, what, the last point it was 22 million, but I probably bet it's more like 45 now. Guys, yeah, she won the lotto. No, she didn't. It's magic. Yeah. No, she didn't win the lotto. She had insider trading and she did all of that. And Martha Stewart went to prison for that. You know, it's really kind of funny how they can make those laws work on some people and not others. I mean, if you were going to make it okay, then you know what? It should have been okay, and Martha Stewart should have never done any time. I don't think she's worth. Well, Wolfie, you know what? You got that right, because she's really not. But she's got a lot of cash, and she does whatever she wants to do, right? And she can go spend and do whatever she wants to. You know, money's the object of the game here, and if the more you have, the more you can do. Hey, you! And he just walks right by me, like, what? Were you talking to me?
No, I'm talking to you. I wasn't talking to nobody.
You weren't talking to anybody. You want to say hi?
Hello, everybody. Who's on there? Oh, look at that. Just the head pops in.
Look, it's like, what is that guy's name? That one that had something Jack? Something?
Jack?
No, the one that the little girl has her friend, something Jack.
Jack was the dog. And
No, there was in Little House on the Prairie. But no, there was, Donna said, hi, Clyde. Everybody's going, hi, Clyde. What was the one where the guy, the girl grew up and she had him as a imaginary person, and he came back and his name was something Jack. It was kind of a horror movie.
oh, no.
I can't remember. If anybody remembers what movie I'm trying to talk about, his name was something Jack, and it was her make pretend person she made up in her head, growing all the way up, and then when she was an adult, he came back. It was like a spin-off of Beetlejuice, but his name was something Jack. Anyway. So does anybody have big plans for the weekend? I bet you KMM's doing grandbabysitting, getting her grandbabies. And Whoopi is probably still working. This woman works so hard, and she's working on her house, and she's got a deadline. Yeah. No, it's for, what was the name? Something Jack. But I can't remember what it was. I got to go work in the backyard because, weeds grow without water. Isn't that amazing? I bet I'm not. Yep, I'm going to work in the backyard, and I'm going to get some stuff done around here. And I want to, remember that song, Mama, I'm cleaning out my closet? Well, I'm going to clean out my closet. Listen to my allergies, guys. You guys haven't got the slightest idea how bad it is. It's so hot, and something has blown in, and it's got my nose, just my whole face right here. I don't know what it is. I bet you're not either, babysitting grandkids. Landon will be here, going to ask him how he loves fourth grade. Oh, we have to do reason. Well, I love working in flower beds. I just wish that they would take off our water ban so I could water them. I've got to get out there. In fact, tonight I've got to get out there and water my grass because it's like hay. No joke. You just can't make this stuff up. And we've got when I took Miss Daisy to lunch, the waiter had to tell me, "Did you know that there is a tropical storm in Mexico and it's getting ready to come into the Gulf?" I said, "No, I didn't know that." "Yeah, it's getting ready to." "Okay, I didn't know that." I'm trying to keep down keep down the sad news while I hear about one shooter after another. It's crazy. KMM, Mexico does their burn off about this time every year, and I can guarantee you that's what it is going on right now with us. Because it's all in my it's awful. I don't have this all year round. Just about this time of year. So they're burning all their stuff. Well, I'll believe it. You know what? You're right. I will believe it when I see it, because I haven't seen one drop of water fall from the sky in I don't know how long. In fact, I've forgotten what it looks like. How sad is that? We'll see. And we have, like I said, we've got the Mexico is burning up all their fields. They don't plow them under like everybody else does. They burn them and then they reseed, and they are burning all their farms right now, and it has got me right here. It's crazy. Insanity, I'm telling you, it's insanity. It gives you a headache. I know. What was this deal? Came in, somebody just went out in there and just started somebody on fire at the VA. They just threw gasoline on them and started them on fire. I just can't even wrap my brain around all this stuff anymore. You know what, Donna? I would have taken the 2 inches of that rain, and I would have been so happy to have it. In fact, yeah, 2 inches would have been all right with me. Right now, I'm just thinking just something wet fall from the sky. That would be nice. When we were out at the beach on Monday, we saw chemtrails, but I was laughing because I thought, what are you seeing? There's no clouds. You know what? That's awful. That's awful. Oh, is Nana, sorry, Nana Tafora. I thought it was KMM that said that. That is horrible. What did they do? Just throw gas in a match, or what? Telling you, people are totally insane. I got a message from LJ. She will be on our show, but she said she's up to her elbows in alligators, and she is trying so hard to play catch up. So that's where she's at. As soon as she plays catch up, she's swamped. We will get together and start a date. A city council member in VA was set on fire. It was a personal matter, not due to being a city council member. So this person just decided, I'll just go over there and just set you on fire because I don't agree with you, or wow. Is that a way of saying I'll take my law into my own hands? People, calm down. They better start handing out the Prozac because people are losing their minds. Or maybe it is the Prozac that's causing it. Maybe all these antidepressants. Because when I used to do workups before eye exams, everybody was on some kind of antidepressant. Maybe after a while they wear off and these people go nuts. But I'm telling you what, this is getting crazy. Absolutely insane. And I don't think they're still hunting this guy down. I wonder why he decided he wanted to. He lived right next to the bar, and he just went over there and just started shooting people. Why? the world may never know, because these people are, my dad used to say, those guys are about one brick off of a full load. Okay, so the heat is stopping their antidepressants from working, and so now they're losing their minds, and they're going around and hurting and causing violence to total strangers. What? I don't know, guys. I just don't know. But I know one thing. We are living in a really, really bad time right now. I was talking to Miss Daisy and I said, have you seen so much of this? And she said, I've never seen such a violent world. And I thought, well, no, you probably haven't, because you were brought up in the good times. I mean, this is crazy. Do you know, laying all jokes aside, I just bought one of those pressure pulls for my sliding glass door because I just don't trust people. It's sad. All the trust is gone. Well, there you go. No wonder they wanted to heat it up, so all the crazies would come crawling out of the cracks. People are angry. They're mad. They're bitter for what? They have no reason to be bitter. Oh, see, there's another one. And what state is that at? What state is having that one right now? Is that Montana still? Isn't that Montana that has the active one going? Montana has an active shooter right now.
Right.
Is that in Montana? Nona to 4? Let me see. Let's me look here. Let's me look. We have got, see, there it is. That's the Montana one. I don't see one. I don't see one other than the Montana. Yeah, Montana. That's the guy I was telling you about. That they did it at Anaconda. Yeah, he was. Hemi was telling about it, but I just did a lookup on it, and he was the one that it was Anaconda, Montana, and the guy's 45 years old, and it happened at the Owl Bar Saloon. How funny. The Owl Bar. And the guy lived right next door. It happened around 10:30 a.m. and he got away. He went in there, did his thing, and got away. And now he's at large. And they said that he was headed towards the hat. Let's see. Manhunt authorities, including the Montana Division of Criminal Investigation, Granite County Sheriff's Office, Montana Highway Patrol, and federal agencies search west of Anaconda in the woods area, including Stump Road and Anderson Loop. Home cleared. A SWAT team cleared the suspect's residence next to the bar, but did not locate him. And the community is in lockdown. And this is a town of the size of 10,000 people. Yeah, Sammy was the one that reported this morning. September 23rd, maybe the rapture. Well, you know what? From what my Bible says, no man will ever know the date or the time. So if we say it's September 23rd, they'll change it. So I'm just going to say maybe it'll be soon. All right, guys. It's that time. I love spending this time with you. I'm sorry. I was planning on doing something yesterday, but I was just in a funk where I'm just like, are you kidding me? I just cannot believe all this violence and all this stuff going on. And I guess it's a good time to be alive because we get to see all this crazy stuff. I don't know. But you guys have an amazing weekend. We'll see you on Sunday. Don't worry about them. They're crazy. We're not. And I love y'all. Please be careful out there. It's a crazy world. They're crazy, remember? They're crazy, not us. All right. Talk to you soon. Okay. Please do. Talk to you later.
From shady news to crime so rough, you already know we just can't make this stop.